This story is part of a new collection about the women of the American Revolution. These women were not included in the original book, but their courage, sacrifice, and service to the cause of American independence deserve to be remembered and shared. Hannah Till, skilled cook in Washington's military household. Hannah Till was a skilled professional cook whose work supported the headquarters of General George Washington during the American Revolution. She prepared food for the commander-in-chief's household, served officers and official visitors, traveled with the moving headquarters, and worked through the difficult winter at Valley Forge. She later served the Marquis de Lafayette and continued earning a living as a cook after the war. Her record is especially notable because she carried out demanding household responsibilities while also caring for her family. Hannah's story is best understood as the career of a capable, dependable woman whose work helped keep an important military household operating. Hannah was born around 1721 or 1722 in Kent County, Delaware. Information about her early life is limited. Much of it comes from an interview recorded by Philadelphia antiquarian John Fanning Watson in March 1824, when Hannah was reportedly more than 100 years old. Watson wrote that her original name was Long Point. Later family accounts identified her father as Oneida and her mother as a woman of African ancestry, although those details have not all been independently confirmed. As a young woman, Hannah was held by several owners and eventually came under the authority of the Reverend John Mason of New York. By the summer of 1776, Reverend Mason had leased Hannah's services to Washington's military household. Her husband, Isaac Till, was also an experienced cook. Captain John Johnson of Bergen County, New Jersey, leased Isaac's services to Washington. Their appointments placed both of them inside the working center of the Continental Army. Washington's headquarters was not merely his residence, it was the place where aides prepared correspondence, officers received instructions, messengers arrived with reports, and military and political visitors met with the commander. The household therefore required steady workers who could perform under pressure and adapt to frequent changes of location. Hannah's main responsibility was the headquarters kitchen. Cooking in the 18th century required far more than following a recipe. Food had to be obtained, stored, cleaned, prepared, and served without modern stoves, refrigeration, running water, or dependable deliveries. Fires had to be started early and maintained at the proper heat. Meals had to be timed around Washington's schedule and the arrival of officers or guests. Utensils, kettles, ovens, fuel, water, and provisions all had to be kept ready. Hannah and Isaac worked within this demanding routine while headquarters continued conducting the business of the army around them. Historical interpreters often describe Hannah as a pastry cook, indicating particular skill in baking and refined food preparation. The surviving record does not provide a complete list of dishes she made, so specific menus should not be invented. Period kitchen work, however, commonly included bread, pies, puddings, roasted meats, boiled dishes, sauces, and preserved foods. Baking required close control of an oven heated by fire rather than a temperature dial. A cook judged heat by experience and had to coordinate several dishes at once. Hannah's continued employment by senior officers shows that her abilities were useful and valued within their households. Watson later reported that Hannah accompanied Washington for 6.5 years. That service meant following a headquarters that moved as military conditions changed. Each relocation required the household to re-establish its working routine in a new building or encampment. Provisions, cooking equipment, sleeping arrangements, and meal schedules had to be organized again. Watson also wrote that Hannah was present during campaigns and battles associated with Washington and Lafayette. This does not mean that she fought in combat. It means that she traveled with the military households that supported the generals while the army was in the field. Hannah's best-known assignment was at Valley Forge, where the Continental Army encamped from December 1777 through June 1778. Washington established his headquarters in the Isaac Potts House. Hannah and Isaac lived and worked there, preparing meals and maintaining the kitchen while officers directed the army from the rooms above and around them. The winter brought shortages, illness, transportation problems, and uncertain supplies. A headquarters kitchen still had to function despite those conditions. Hannah's service at Valley Forge was practical and continuous, keeping fires burning, making use of available provisions, and helping the commander's household remain ready for daily business. She also carried major family responsibilities. Hannah and Isaac already had children when they began serving Washington. While at Valley Forge, Hannah gave birth to a son, Isaac Worley, till probably in January 1778. She cared for the infant while living in the military encampment and continuing her household work. The child was baptized in Philadelphia in 1779. This part of her life demonstrates endurance and organization. She met the demands of a professional kitchen, an unsettled wartime environment, and motherhood at the same time. Washington's financial papers record an arrangement under which 40 shillings per month were held by Captain Caleb Gibbs until 58 pounds had accumulated. Hannah used the earnings from her work to obtain her freedom on October 30th, 1778. This fact belongs in her chronology because it changed her legal and working status, but it did not end her service. She remained with Washington's household as a paid cook, continuing the same skilled work under a wage arrangement. A surviving receipt from Morristown, New Jersey, documents wages paid to Hannah on June 23, 1780. She placed an X on the receipt in place of a written signature. The document is a direct record of her employment and confirms that she was being paid in her own name. It also shows the continuity of her career. From the opening years of the war through the later campaigns, Washington's household continued to rely on her cooking and domestic skill. For approximately 6 months, Hannah worked for the Marquis de Lafayette, the French officer who became one of Washington's closest military partners. Her later memories of Lafayette were warm and specific. She described him as kind, handsome, tall, slender, and courteous. She remembered Washington as strict about obedience, but moderate in eating and drinking. These observations came from daily household contact, not from a formal public ceremony. Hannah saw how the generals behaved at meals, how they treated workers around them, and how their households operated during wartime. Truly, he was a gentleman to meet and to follow. Hannah said of Lafayette, according to Watson's account, her words help explain why she remembered him so favorably more than 40 years after their wartime association. After the Revolution, Hannah and Isaac settled in Philadelphia and continued working as cooks for local families. Their ability to earn a living from the same trade they had practiced during the war demonstrates the lasting value of their skills. Sources associate them with Philadelphia's free Black community and the First African Presbyterian Church. Isaac died before Hannah, leaving her a widow. She later lived in a small frame house on South 4th Street. In 1824, Watson visited her there and found her mentally alert, religious, and able to recall people and events from the Revolution in considerable detail. Lafayette returned to the United States in 1824 for a widely celebrated national tour. Watson informed him that Hannah was still living, and Lafayette went to see his former cook. When he learned that debts threatened her home, he reportedly paid the amount owed. Their reunion showed that Lafayette remembered Hannah personally and recognized the service she had provided during the war. It also brought together two elderly survivors whose lives had crossed through the working routine of a revolutionary headquarters. Hannah died in Philadelphia in 1826, reportedly at more than 100 years old. Her remains were eventually reinterred at Eden Cemetery in Collingdale, Pennsylvania. In 2015, a commemorative marker was dedicated there. The marker recognizes a woman whose wartime contribution was not made through rank or command, but through skilled, necessary service carried out over many years. Hannah Till mastered a difficult trade, worked in Washington's headquarters for years, moved with the military household, served at Valley Forge, cared for her children, worked for Lafayette, and built a post-war career in Philadelphia. Her cooking provided dependable meals and organized provisions for the commander-in-chief's household. Remembering Hannah for what she did places skill, discipline, family responsibility, and faithful service at the center of her story.